Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we're going to be playing some Brother Gambler. Brother Gambler has been nerfed in sort of the recent past, from getting stats for every 2 gold or mana that you lose to every 3 gold or mana. It did subsequently also get a mana buff, just so you can actually get your +1/+1 buff on turn 1 if you want it. We didn't make use of that there, just because, I mean, flipping over the Freed Prince is just going to be more stats. We're not going to take this Devil's Deal. Normally I would, but we're just going to lock it for next turn. But just because we want to keep our mana up and get a +1/+1 buff if we can. Gonna take the Devil's Deal there, so we're down to 2 mana. There's another Devil's Deal, so we can take that and go up to 5 gold here. But I think I'm gonna end up just locking it. We're gonna take 2 2s here instead, and then be able to buy 2 3s next turn. We're not gonna get our hero power buff, unfortunately, but I think that's fine. I think locking the Devil's Deal for next turn to be able to buy 2 3 drops that could potentially be pretty good and take buffs well, I think is worth it. I think we're gonna take this Guardian Angel. I mean, it's on 3.0, it can be fine. Like, it can be a decent amount of stats. And if we can find like the level 4 Angel, it's just like a decently sized ranged character that we can put some stats on with our Brother Gambler. It's a little awkward that we have to spend mana to buy Angels, because generally you want to be conserving your mana and getting your buffs from that. But at least at this stage in the game, like, the buffs aren't worth quite as much. We're gonna start to take more turns off once we get into level 4 anyways. That's usually the way I play Brother Gambler, at least this new iteration. We take a couple rolls here, and we eventually find something that we kind of want to put stats on. We're gonna take the Plowmans here, and they have, for every time they get damaged by a character, they do get +2/+2 food stats. So if we can get those base stats up, they're gonna be able to tank more hits and get more food stats, and just kind of become a pretty big wall. We only got a couple hits there because the opponent there had a decently sized front line. We are gonna just pick up another Guardian Angel here. Just gonna add a decent amount of stats to our other 2 angels that we have right now. That Plowman's gonna take a few hits this time and get pretty large. We got one up to 15 toughness this turn. Now that we're on 4, we really want to find the level 4 ranged angel. I mean, Yuck the Yak is also a premium 4 drop, of course. We had a full board. We're actually just gonna sell down and just take all our buffs. We didn't see any characters that we really wanted there, so like I said, we're gonna take a turn off now that we're on 4 and just try and get these buffs on the characters that we want them on. We do get to triple our Plowman here, and it's a pretty easy Seer Sphere there. Baby Mimic. We could have taken Baby Mimic for a potential high roll, but I mean, getting this 4 extra mana for free, well, not necessarily for free, I guess, but that's just gonna add even more buffs to what we're doing here. Make pretty short work of that opponent. Our Plowman stands tall, looking very large at 44 toughness. There's our Angel Warrior that we're gonna pick up. And yeah, I mean, we don't really want to use too much of our mana, but I figured taking a TLK on this large golden character is probably worth it. It didn't turn into a character that we're particularly happy about, but you know, if we find another one, then we'll be pretty happy to new you once again and see what we get on 5. We see another Angel Warrior in the shop, as well as we get to triple our Guardian Angel, and I mean, we might as well take the hat to go along with the sphere here. Classic hat sphere. That's the right saying, right? I guess it is now, because we no longer. I guess we can't call it Hat Ball anymore. It's Hat Sphere. Yeah, we're just gonna bank the rest of our golden mana, and I mean, we're not gonna be casting with spells with this Hat Sphere for a little bit, just because, of course, we're gonna try and get the Brother Gambler buffs onto our board. Once the Brother Gambler buffs kind of start to fall off, then we might make use of this Hat Ball. But for now, they're just kind of contributing to our hero power. We get a level 4 triple in our Angel Warrior, and we take a very easy mana catalyst. That's going to give us a huge power spike. I mean, with the extra mana from the hat and sphere, we're just going to get a ton of stats from that mana catalyst. 2-3 for every mana that we lose. Unfortunately, we did run into that was a Peter Pan, by the way, one of the 2 new heroes. Peter Pan is, I think it's the level caps at 4, and every 7 spells you cast, your shops get a bonus. I think it gets +1/+1 per level. We're just not going to bother buying anything here. We're just going to eat or go to level 6 next turn and just take all the stats from our hero power, because there's not much else on 5 that we really want. But on 6, we definitely want to find some angels. And yeah, so Peter Pan level is capped at 4 instead of 3 for the SPB version, and every 7 spells your hero or your shops get a bonus equal to your level, I believe. So like if you're at level 4, it's +4/+4 to your shops. We're just going to take a pair of cat cabinets. I mean, just a really solid 6, and we could potentially pivot into like a cat build here. And also just getting extra bodies is always good, depending on what the matchup is, as well as I mean, level 6 treasures are powerful, so hard to pass that up. Get a tie with Merlin here. Been doing a pretty good job of tying or winning fights throughout the mid game, and generally that's Brother Gambler's strength. We're just going to take a Bottled Lightning with our level 6 treasure. We can get out a hat here. I mean, we lose our spell cost reduction, and only 1 mana, so not that big a deal for how powerful this Bottled Lightning can be. We're going to put our summon in slot 1, and it's going to summon 2 things there, and they're going to have their power doubled. Although this cat angel is very large, it's taken a lot of these Brother Gambler buffs, so that is like an extra 100 worth of stats if we were to put that in slot 1, but I think we get even more than that out of the cat cabinet here. We did lock an Archangel. That's going to be a huge buff for us. Oh, also, we did new our Javi into a golden Sea Witch, which is actually relevant because we're about to pick up an Angelic Commander, which has a Slay ability. Well, its aura ability is all your good characters have Slay, and then your Angel Commander gives her starting stats to 2 other angels, and of course we do have some angels on board here. So every good Slay is going to add up to a decent amount of stats, and we are actually going to be able to beat this Peter Pan board over or instead of getting crushed by the Romeo and Juliet once again. So yeah, this Sea Witch was actually a really good hit, and I kind of did gloss over it there. We're pretty much just doom rolling for angels at this point. And also, there's another Angelic Commander, and we're going to cast a spell, which is one of the new things added in this most recent patch. There are 2 spells, one that turns a character evil and gives it +2/+0, and one that turns an evil character good and gives it +0/+3. And so we just turned our Sea Witch good. So I mean, it contributes to it has the Slay ability now at least. It still isn't an angel or anything, but it is still going to be able to get slays and trigger our Angelic Commanders. Also, we got 1 Angelic Commander in the Bottled Lightning spot and 1 in the back, just to keep it safe there. And unfortunately, it is only starting stats that the Angelic Commander gives. So no matter how big these get, how many stats they bounce off of each other, they're still only going to be giving whatever their starting stats were. That's why we need to have 1 in the Bottled Lightning spot, just so it's actually giving out a decent amount of stats early. And yeah, now we're going to make use of our Seer Sphere a little bit. I'm going to throw as many permanent stats onto this angel in our Bottled Lightning slot as much as possible. Just try and get the starting stats as big as possible. The last spell was a mistake. We did lose stats because of I cast the food stats on the angel there. That doesn't actually do anything for us. Just loses us a mana, which is 2/3 across the board. But we are going to get our Angelic Commander triple here, and we're gonna happily take this Doppelganger Diamond. We can get out of the Seer Sphere now. The stats on the Mana Catalyst are really nice, but the Doppelganger Diamond is going to be much more powerful, as we are going to be able to copy our Bottled Lightning unit. So our Bottled Lightning Golden Angelic Commander, we're going to get a second one in the back row here. So that is going to be phenomenal. Again, we really need to get some get as many permanent stats on there as we can. It's possible I should have just taken the spell book there, although we don't really have spell treasures anymore. But also Peter Pan has assembled even more Romeos and Juliets, and they are a little bit too big for us. Once again, we're kind of doing a seesaw motion with their with this matchup throughout the game. They're up, then we're up, then now they're up again. So we do need to find a way to get over top of them, or hope someone else eliminates them. Basically, the other opponent we did beat pretty handily last time. They are just on it looks like Mage Scam, just mages plus Scam, maybe leaning a little bit more towards Scam. So that's we do have a decent amount of ranged and unyielding characters though. We're going to pick up another Angelic Commander and just cut the Cat Angel now. It does have decent size, but the utility of having another Angelic Commander on the board a little bit better. By a little bit, I mean probably a lot better, because there's just way more stats to be throwing around. I mean, because of course it's just giving everything another slay ability that gets doubled. At least the front row can double their slays now, or the Sea Witch is doubling all the slays in the front row anyways. Not just every single slay, but the fact that we have so much ranged and unyielding on our board means that we're not quite as susceptible to most Scam. These Succubus, normally they're really good at getting 2-for-1s, but if you have ranged or unyielding, then that Scam is mitigated, as you're only losing at least one. You're only losing the one character per interaction, or per attack from the Succubus. We're going to pick up another Angelic Commander and a nice Aura Amplifier for our copied Angelic Commander, and I believe that effect is copied, even though you can't see the item on the copied Angelic Commander. So yeah, basically every slay is going to be just a ton of stats. Not that stats really matter against Scam, but I mean, we're gonna be able to basically keep re-upping our stats after every attack, so they're not gonna be able to kind of whittle our stats down anyways. Just another Angelic Commander would be fantastic here. Another Archangel at some point would have been really nice, but unfortunately not to be here. So we're just gonna have to run the way we had it. Opponent has a Golden King, and they've got several golden two golden Dr. Franks, and I think they had wolves that looked golden. I thought maybe they just took something out, but it looks like they tripled their wolf. And the double Dying Breath. Honestly, the double Dying Breath rune on the book is cute, but like they really should have moved those runes. Like getting them both together on the golden book, you can cast a bunch of spells. But if you could just move those over and then put one of the runes on that golden wolf, then that gives you a lot more bodies, and that gives you an extra book anyways. So I think the Archdemon on this board, like, is really bad for them. Like, it just gives us a bunch of things to slay that don't really make a dent on our board. So I think maybe getting that golden wolf on the back row with the double Dying Breath rune would have been a lot more effective. But their mistake is our gain anyways, and yeah, we get there with Angels, and honestly, this is a pretty spicy Angels build, if I do say so myself. And yeah, Brother Gambler, I think Brother Gambler definitely a lot more reasonable than it was before, but definitely not as bad as I think people think it is now. I think a lot of people think that since the nerf, it's a bit unplayable, or it's been hit a little bit too hard to be good, but I don't know. Hopefully this game kind of proves that wrong. My average placement with Brother Gambler is generally pretty good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you did in the comments below. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I would very, very much appreciate that. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time.